2, 1. Cool. So this is Another Wonderful Life. Like I said, we are going to be marrying Rock, and very specifically, we say this is a marriage percent with no Zichi. And what Zichi is um, in one of the versions, the third player or third controller port was used to access a developer, not console, but basically developer cheats. And what that ended up being is when you push Z on the controller that is in the third port, you get basically an inventory full of things. I can't remember. It's only in one version. I'm not sure if it's Japanese or English. Sadly, that piece is slipping my mind right now. But basically, you get an inventory full of cooked items, of fish, of all the tools. Really, seriously, you just cheese the game completely. There's nothing. So, no Zichi is basically the glitchless marriage run as it's intended. And so we are going to be doing the No Zichi of Rock. This will be a world record because no one has ever done a glitchless rock run. So yeah, it's pretty crazy, yeah, that they would forget to take out a developer tool, but this is Natsumi, or I guess this was Marvelous, who was not always the best about jumping things out. So yeah, this is our character Pony, is her name. This is her grandfather's basically friend. His name's Takakura. My father has passed away. I've been in the city, and basically I've come to Forget-Me-Not Valley to try out living on a farm. So he's basically, this is a really long intro. It's about 6.5 to 7.5 minutes, depending on the version of that you're running. Japanese is just a little bit faster. And here's where we come to our most important decision. This will really make or break the run. We are going to try to get the floppy-eared dog. And the reason why this is so important is because he is the goodest boy. Boom. That was a pointy ear skip. Highly important. We're gonna name our dog A because it is truly the fastest. The text is, as you see, not instant. There is instant text, but it is advantageous to name your animals one character, not only to get through the system, but also when people are saying names, stuff like that, it avoids lengthened chats. Yes, we are a go. Floppy-eared dog acquired. Besides, every time we leave the house seeing the dog, that is the last time we will interact with the dog, sadly. Run. Similar to the dog in amount of interaction, we have the cow. The cow, too, will be named after my dog. So yeah, what you actually just saw in chat was Logan Alaji? I can't even think about how to say it, sorry. And he is basically a researcher for A Wonderful Life. It's been awesome. We've been really finding out a lot about memory values and stuff like that. So thank you to him. He's seriously a huge shout out to us not guessing really anymore, because we'll be talking about point values here. So now I get to meet everyone in the town. And give him my name. My name is after my dog as well. So yeah, like I said, intro is probably the worst part of this run, just because it is the start. It's unskippable. If we had intro skip, that would be this would become a really good game, especially with some of the bachelorettes that you can marry in A Wonderful Life. Muffy is an extremely fast run. I think Logan currently holds the world record on that. It's like 21 minutes or something like that. Rock is a little bit longer. I'm thinking he's about hour 15. So here we get to meet one of the first bachelors of actually this is the second bachelor, technically Another Wonderful Life. That is Gustafa, the hippie. We already met Rock with his parents, and that's obviously we're marrying. And then here's the third bachelor, Arlen, which I forget what his whole story is. I think it was something about he was an alcoholic, came back to came to Forget Me Not to get out of the city, and then keeps on trying to get with Celia, even though he's never going to. No, you cannot marry Takakura. It's a sad state of affairs. Takakura is my favorite. He is technically my my emote. So these are the harvest sprites. We will interact with them one more time in this run, but it is cutscene. But it is also the inspiration of that emote, so do that. And so that's a pretty generic intro for English. So we're gonna start out, we're gonna sleep, and sleeping has a really weird system. In A Wonderful Life, it is 6 hours perfectly. When you sleep, 6 hours. In Another Wonderful Life, and in A Wonderful Life Special Edition for the PS2, you sleep a variable amount of time. And that can be anywhere. Sorry, I gotta count. So we take out 16 fodders. They're not for the cow. And then we're gonna milk the cow. Yeah, the cow's mad because she hasn't gotten any fodder. But so we're gonna steal her milk as well. And then it's off to the market with the cow. That's all we will interact with the cow. It's gone. So this is basically an unskippable cutscene. It's just they want you to have this one. It's a Muffy friendship event. Her boyfriend apparently cheated on her. He lives in the city. You never know who he is. So yeah. Oh, anyways, back to sleeping. So in this game, you sleep anywhere from I was gonna say, did I get it? I did. Oh my gosh. Okay. Not a drill. Usually you don't get this cutscene on Spring 1. This is his first heart event. So Rock actually starts at 30 points, and we're trying to get him to 80 points. Okay, so what happens in this cutscene roughly is that Rock is hitting on Lumina. She's not having it. He spots me, and then he spots me and then starts talking to me and starts hitting on me. But then he starts talking about this story about he thinks the turtle is dead right now. And Hugh blames Rock for killing the turtle. But as we can see, turtle definitely not dead. So yeah, sorry. You sleep from anywhere from 5 to 7.5 hours in Another Wonderful Life, or so the reason why that cutscene never really or rarely happens. Come on, Rock. The reason that cutscene rarely ever happens on Spring 1 is because Rock has to be like, he can't be near the hot goddess pond yet, and it's usually hard to grab him there before 1 o'clock. So the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab this Mogwart. Yeah, his laugh is the funniest thing. And then we're gonna sleep. And so this is kind of how the game goes now, is we will keep sleeping until he is in a favorable spot. And he's very predictable schedule. His schedule is very specifically at 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. noon, he wakes up. So he's in his room for an hour. Then at 1 o'clock, he goes down to the kitchen. No. At 1 o'clock, he leaves the house. There is a chance that at like 12:30, he can go to the kitchen. So that's basically the game we're playing, is try to catch him in the house, or at 1:15, he is right outside our farm. So we can also try to catch him at 1:15. So right now we could go catch him at the goddess pond, but that's a little bit further than going to his house. So it's better to just sleep on. We have days right now. Like I said, we need to give him 15 fodder, which I didn't explain, but yeah, he likes literal hay as one of his gifts. It gives him 1 point of affection. And we, like I said, we give him, so here, this is a perfect day. Looking in the mirror simply just lets you see yourself. You have a quick dialogue with yourself, and then that's basically it. Sorry, G. Heinz. It cannot be incremented in any range. It is completely random between each sleep. So one sleep can be 5 hours, the next sleep could be 7.5, two could be 7.5, or 7:15, or 7:18 right in a row. So there is a chance, just like this, where he is awake early, just an hour early, so 11 a.m. he'll be awake in his room. So yeah, with the point system, like I said, he starts at 30. I need to get him to 80, and 1 fodder gives him 1 point of affection. Heart events, which happen 1 in spring, 1 in summer, fall, and 1 in winter, give him 10 points of affection each. So he's already at 53 points of affection right now. which also means that basically just the heart events themselves will raise him enough to get to the next heart event. It just takes time to get there. So yeah, the worst part of this run is these kind of coma breaks where you can't really get the time set up correctly. You can't propose to him until you've seen all 4 heart events, so it doesn't matter to try to gift him all the things. Logan, does it matter what day in fall, or can it just be any day as long as it's sunny? So today's a perfect day. I'm gonna catch him basically right as he's leaving the house. Maybe early. Oh, so he's in the kitchen then. There is a chance that he does not accept. He is the Waluigi of this game. There's our dog. I'm actually going to grab this Mogwart. So what that does, and I put it in my backpack. The Mogwart can be eaten as food. There is a food mechanic in this game where after roughly 10 days, you get hungry. 10 days is a season, that you get hungry, and then there's an animation that happens when you wake up. And if that animation happens when you wake up, you lose about 7 seconds to your run. Every time it runs. If you sleep 4 times a day, that's 40 some seconds. Or yeah. So you're advantageous to eat. That's why I have the 2 milks and the 2 Mogwarts, which should easily get me through anything in this first year. Yeah, like I said, there's parts that I don't like about the run. The biggest ones being trying to find a good time. This should be a good time because worst case I think 10, the case there. So here I might have to sleep or wait for a little bit of time. Usually I try to avoid rainy days. With rainy days, if he is out and about, he's not at the Goddess Pond. He's going to be most likely, it's a little more random, but it's most likely going to be at the villa where Lumina and Romana live. And that's so far away that it's really not worth if he's early wake. Yep, early wake.
Yeah.
So the default option there is to not give him. The default option there is to not give him the fodder, and if you don't give him the fodder, if you say no there, it actually gives -1 point of affection. So that would add extra days to your run. Hence why I grabbed 15 fodder when I only really truly need to give 10. so that if I have any long day or bad days, then I can get extra. Most likely just to finish this run, I'll be giving about 12. And I'm sure we're really close to Summer 1. I haven't been keeping track of the days because Summer 1 there is an event. So that's when I pretty much start keeping track of days. But there you can see what day it is in the pause menu. The pause menu. Oh, sorry, I did it one time. The pause menu does have a small skip that you can do. So I'll do it right here. If you pause, see how slow that transition was there? But if you open up the backpack and then hit the pause menu, boom, instant. So that is a time save if you ever do need to open up the menu, and this should time. So it is raining, but he'll most likely be leaving the house anyways, so we can still go grab him. Get the bill. I don't. I was hoping. Like I said, this is one of those. It was a waste of time to leave the farm because he wasn't to be found. I could have checked upstairs, but the chances of being upstairs were pretty low. And we're actually doing pretty good on days, so I'm not too worried about gifting him. So just a minor time loss. Okay, so now it is summer. The Harvest Sprites have found a blue feather, and they're not sure what to do with it. They're all kind of fighting over it. Flack here says, you know what? I know a place to put it. And he goes and hides it. And then none of them, they forgot that they went and hit it, so they all go back to the tree to go get the blue feather. They think they forgot it. There's Takakura with his excellent it is literally my favorite part of this entire game, and he reminds us that there was a blue feather in our so there's the hunger mechanic. Like I said, that goo is slows us down. We can't move during it. Everyone and time stops, actually. Everyone does their idle animation when that happens. It is Summer 1 at 8 p.m. so we can sleep. Yeah, literally everyone stops and kind of stares at you. So it's raining. I gotta turn the volume up a little bit. Really gotta hear that raining. So Rock's next heart event, now that we're in summer, is we need to leave the house around 3 p.m. After 3 p.m. My notes say after 3 p.m. I'm actually thinking this is probably perfect. Otherwise, we can wait the 45 minutes. Ooh, so here's Rock Heart Event 2. You know, we see Rock obviously is sleeping at our house, and our dog is barking at him, and he actually says that he knew my dog before I knew my dog, and he named my dog Crusher. So the canonical name of your dog in life is Crusher, and he's talking about the time that him and Crusher met. So yeah, and then they fought. Hey, Retro Girl. Luckily, the only the first heart event requires actual input. It's option 2 or option B. But option A for every other one, when he asks you questions, is the right answer. So for heart events 2, 3, and 4. So after we get that heart event, we need to get the blue feather. I'm actually gonna grab Quiet Winter out as well, the record, and we're gonna switch to that somewhere. So yeah, we have to go and oh, it's 2:30. He's gonna be at the Harvest Pond. Or not. So this is where A Wonderful Life really gets interesting. Is the characters really do have a bit of randomness to them. Yeah, I know, iBums. That's Hugh. Yeah, they have a little bit of randomness to them. They aren't dead set in their path. Which makes finding them. It's probably that Van is in town today. Oh, congrats, Coral. I did not see the end of that run as well. So. Okay, this should be a good one to gift on. I've lost track of what day it is. So yeah, Van is, as in I believe DS and Friends of Mineral Town, a merchant that comes to town, and his appearance in Forget Me Not Valley for A Wonderful Life is just, it's actually not helpful in almost any run. He messes up characters' schedules. He messes up schedules. He announces when he's coming or going the valley, which will stop what you're doing, and then also will change the camera direction. So when you get out of the cutscene, he messes up your walking. I believe getting vanned as he enters town is like a 15-second time loss. And while we're up, we're gonna change the record. The only reason I'm doing this is because it's marathon and I like Quiet Winter. So when you get really desperate, you technically can, you know, wait. Obviously, you can go straight to, you can go straight to the Goddess Pond, and he should be there. Or if you can wait for him to wake up. So if you start getting desperate around 10:30, sometimes I'll wait. It's just a minute and a half from 10:30 to noon. So it's not a massive time loss. And I actually think I am going to try to catch him at the pond today. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I think I'm going to try to get the 4th heart event in fall. And do that, I want to be ready. Yeah, so this is about the worst location he can be, because he's just so far back here. So what Uber is saying is 100% right.
Yeah.
In all 3 versions of the game, you can technically stop Van from announcing he's in the valley. If you time your backpack opening or getting on your horse at the exact time that he is supposed to start, he'll just open shop and not perform the cutscene. So that is called van skip. And like I said, it saves 15 seconds max. But is an optimal thing. The dog getting in your way to the door is a notorious problem in this game. Cool, this should be a good one. So this is probably the Nami Gustafa cutscene. I'm surprised I didn't get it earlier. But Nami is your rival during Gustafa. And it is almost impossible not to trigger in these cutscenes, which is really a pain. One, in terms of timing. 2, in the terms of if you are running Gustafa, it doesn't necessarily affect anything. Morality of having to watch him for another girl while you trying to swim him. I feel that pain. I know that. And Roxer.
Yeah. Eh.
It's still widely debated whether going behind Takakura's house to get back to your place or going around Takakura's place is faster. I think it's pretty minor. And I'm in no way doing optimal movement. But generally speaking, it's an question. I mean, this is something I haven't searched. This game is very unresearched. I can't remember how, but we have been able to get out of bounds in this game. I believe it was with a Game Shark code or something like that. And what we found was the extensions to the house themselves, but we weren't able to interact with them. So that doesn't necessarily help us with the run so far. But yeah, this game is pretty unoptimized. So I didn't mention, I don't have any cards in my GameCube, and that's because memory cards actually slow down all loading times. So not having memory cards in, and I won't actually preface this, not having no memory cards in, it's having memory cards in, you hit new game or continue. Obviously you can't really hit continue with no memory card in, but if you're starting a new game, not having the memory card in is the appropriate action, because then
Yeah.
save the time.
Eh.
After that point, then you can put the memory card back in to save progress. But I don't believe, on that or something, it will save that. I'm sorry if that. So we are technically in fall. To start looking at the 12-hour podcasts. And the reason why is because the next hard event, I guess the next hard event specifically, requires a sunny day. To looks like it's later. Not raining now. Oh, we're gonna stand here and wait. It stinks that we have to lose, and we're gonna 2 minutes here. But that way we don't have to push this out any further. So yeah, if there's any questions around A Wonderful Life, you can otherwise I'm gonna on my pivots. I guess while we're around, we can eat. Yeah, basically the only thing I can't do right now is pause menu or look at my backpack. I think my dog. Yeah, just can't train my dog. So training your dog was something I think something in A Wonderful Life, but I think you had to do something very specific to get to that point. For Another Wonderful Life and Life Special Edition, you don't need to do anything special to train your dog. You can start training your dog. Okay, so it's after 11. I leave my farm. we get Rock's third heart event. So yeah, was taking a nap. It's 11 p.m., which is earlier than he normally wakes up. But he's already taking a nap by the river. And then he basically asks about, do I like taking naps and laying around and not working? And you basically say, no. I'm gonna gift him today. Yeah, Rock is seriously just a bum. And you'd think Gustafa's the bum, but Gustafa's actively working on his song. Don't worry, the Wahaha is coming right now. I guess I can check the door. Oh, he is awake. I say that.
Yeah.
You can actually do that heart event, and then come here and he will be asleep. Which is which is just so weird, but I get it. Yeah, that's Dr. Hardy. So yeah, we are really close. One more heart event, and then I think, what was it, like 4 or 5 more gifts. But yeah. Wonderful Life and Another Wonderful Life are really easy games to pick up. The routes are pretty straightforward, and you know, very actively right now learning much more about the game. So the routes are only going to get shorter. Good. I hope we'll catch him just right outside our door. That's like the best we can do, is catching him out one of the exits. It is a van day, which can throw things off apparently.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Celia is an awesome entry-level run. Yeah, I totally agree. Logan's been killing Celia and Muffy, shortening the way up, so I'm super excited to see those even shorten up. Most likely we'll see a Muffy run later in the marathon. I'm kind of saving that as a filler run in case we need it, so we'll probably see that here in next day or so. I need to go to after 7 o'clock. We'll just keep going. my favorite bachelorette is Muffy. My favorite bachelor is Takakura. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll talk about the special edition a little bit. So the PS2 cutscenes get to me. So basically Daryl's hunting the Yeti, Maku Maku. But yeah. Special edition for the PS2 had some serious development issues where they did not put a cap in on the FPS. And what ends up happening is the so much is happening on the screen that the FPS drops to like Microsoft PowerPoint level. And if nothing's on the screen, the FPS goes up to like 200 and then over processes. So literally, besides a bunch of other things that is wrong with Special Edition, the PS2 version is absolute garbage. You cannot run it. But Lumina is only available on the Special Edition as a bachelorette. So they then released a port of it on. By the way, I'm just going back to sleep because it's going to be too late for the Rock and Ruby cutscene. The in-game clock doesn't mess up, I don't believe. It is really weird. It's more just the performance side, the graphics side. It's just the graphics are a mess. So where was I? Sorry. The PS3 version made it a little more playable just because it could process all of that better. And then like I was saying, the PS4 version is just even better at processing that information. So here's your rival event 2, where Mustafa's been working on the song, and that's what his hard events are all about, is him writing the song. And so yours and your rival's hard events are about you and Nami hearing his in practice or hearing his song. The loads on PS2 are absolutely unbearable. So I'm gonna, while I'm here, I'm gonna do a quick check down this path. And what I am looking for is Ruby. Because Ruby and Tim both need to be in the house after 7. And that's where this hard event takes place. But I'm gonna say Rock is also. They're both here. Rock is not going to be home at this point. So, yep, this is just kind of how the 4th cutscene goes. It's inconsistent to get, and it happens at such a weird time that it's hard to get to Rock. Yeah, they changed the UI a little bit too, and I'm not a fan of that. So I think the GameCube version here is the best version. One thing to note between Japanese, English, Special Edition, Another Wonderful Life, all of these, is that the save menus are all different actually. So like where sleep is located in that menu, what is the default option when you click that save menu, all of these things are not randomized, but like in different spots depending on the version, if it's Japanese, English, if it's Special Edition. And it really makes when you switch between them, what is your, how do you get to sleep, no save. Okay, so this should put me at 8 or 9, hopefully 8. I probably could have gone and seen him there. I still do have some affection days that I need to do. I have a lot of affection days to do. Oh shoot. Okay, so yeah, once you start the Daryl cutscenes at night, I just feel like you always get into them. So this is the next step in Daryl Hunts the Yeti series, where he's laying out a bunch of food to try to lure the Yeti back to his lab. And these cutscenes are literal just time wastes, not only from a speedrun standpoint, but literally they waste, I believe, in-game time. They waste an hour or so like that. And they usually put you in a bad spot where you have a long walk. So as we can see, the Yeti is not eating all the food, but instead it's Murray. So yeah, this game, I didn't really talk about the story much. This game takes place in the GameCube version over 10 years of your life. Actually, this did help me out because Rock is right here. That was actually pretty good. I forgot what I was talking. Oh yes, sorry. The 10 years of your life. It's they're not all in order of like 10 consecutive years, but 10 years differently in your life. In the special edition, I believe it's 7 years. Oh, it's not 7 yet. And I didn't look if I saw Ruby out and about. She likes to be out and about, kind of. There's been I don't see Ruby. We'll see if it triggers here at 7. Okay. Oh shoot, I want to make sure that she's not. It is fall 9. But the problem that I have with this game as a casual player is that there isn't really too. There she is. There isn't really too much that changes after like the 3rd year or so. So I'm gonna wait here because there's a really good chance that as soon as she goes in, trigger that cutscene. The cutscene can trigger, like I said, after 4 or after 7 p.m. But I think 8 p.m. is usually like a really solid time to come here. She's usually done. Cool. So there's the 4th heart event. This one is specifically about you talk with Ruby and Tim and they want to talk to you. And Ruby basically says, you know, Rock, he loves so much. He's such a lover of people. A little player boy. And then Rock comes home and realizes that you parents are talking. And Rock's like, well, I'm gonna head out, and you follow him. So basically Rock then says, Merlin likes you, right? I know you, or he's like, I know you like Merlin, but he likes Celia, but, you know, what do you think about that? And you basically say, he's alright, but I enjoy hanging out with you. And he kind of gets happy here, because he's, I don't even know. He's happy because you want to spend time with him, but he's still not ready for a commitment. But don't you worry, young Rock. In oh so 2 days, I will be proposing to you, and you will be accepted. Retro Girl, that's actually contested among a lot of lore people. People think that Rock is actually adopted because he doesn't look like Tim or Ruby. And then in Tim and Ruby's bedroom, there was a picture of a different boy. So people have theorized that the other boy died, and they adopted Rock. But hey, that's just a theory. Copyrighted. Oh, really, iBums? See, that's once again, it goes back to, there is very little known about this game, and a lot of the FAQs are very, very wrong. It's snowing, and snow's very interesting. Snow's very interesting because it is rain and it isn't rain. People will go out when it's snowing. Their schedules once again change for snow, but usually they act like it's raining. And the problem with all this, obviously, is I can't hear the snow, so I don't know if it's snowing. So I do need to be careful with days. I have plenty left, but if it gets to winter 10 and I have not proposed, he will propose to me, which technically does not count as a run. Otherwise, you could just sleep until the end, because Rock is the difficult marriage candidate. He will propose to you spring 1 year 2, regardless regardless of how you feel about it. So that run is about 40 minutes just to run. We are probably about 10 minutes, or 5 to 10 minutes at the end. So, sorry to read the time. So if we are done early, probably can do the Muffy run. Otherwise, we can see. Okay. All right, so today's the big day. The best Harvest Moon game. It's actually really tough. I think the best Harvest Moon game probably actually is DS. I'm a big fan of DS. I'm wanting to run. Magical Melody is the best meme. I'm gonna do this, and I feel like this is fake, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna propose to him here in the kitchen. I don't think he'll accept it, but we'll see. Oh, he did. Okay, and so yeah. That's the run.